Possibly.
I mean, well, I'll try. I'll do my best. This was, hey everybody, this is another cold open because, holy moly, what a day.
Hold on, sorry, let me just, I'm still crying a little bit.
Welcome to Throwback Thursday. This is our weekly show where we bring you games that are from the past. We unlock, geez, how old are we? I didn't even look and see how old these books are.
87, I just checked, 87.
Oh my God.
So let's turn on some Welcome to the Jungle. You're gonna listen to a little bit of, listen to a little bit of, pour some sugar on me.
This is Throwback Thursday where we unearth games, put them back into like playable condition and bring them to you to try out. And we have a real humdinger today. Just to use some dated terminology as well. We have the Nova BattleTech science fiction combat book game. This is a...
Wait, I thought you told me we were playing the Robotech Superman game.
Yeah, it's kind of a Robotech game because I think all of these are Robotech ripoffs. Also, one of these is signed. I don't know by who.
Was that an A?
I don't know. Like, is there somebody whose name maybe would have been important in here?
I can sign one of them for you if you want.
You can. I mean, it came this way.
Oh, it looks like the system was designed by Alfred Leonardi.
I have an autographed Alfred Leonardi Locust copy of this game. So, for those of you who aren't familiar, battle book games were very popular in the before time, in the long, long ago, before the boomy booms, and were basically people-operated video games. So. This is 87, so we're talking like, what, Commodore 64? Like, what era of
Commodore
video
64, Atari XLs, or XTs, whatever they were.
Texas Instruments is like the big, the big tech company right now.
I'm gonna roll out my TRS 80.
TRS 80, that's right.
My pet.
Oh, sorry, we actually need to give each other back our books. So. There was 6 books in this series because you have my books and I have your books. I just realized. Yeah. I will show off this whole process here. So this is the right and it's very hard to find these in good condition. I was lucky enough to find these on eBay from a wonderful seller in Ottawa, actually, a Canadian fella, who had 4 of these in good condition with their original stat cards. They are in really good shape because you have to imagine that most of these got destroyed. Now, there was 6 in the series. The other ones are, I believe, for a Griffin and not a Phoenix Hawk.
I'm trying to remember now.
I think it was a Griffin and I painted it. I thought I painted it. Because it was another relative, Marauder. It was a Marauder and a Griffin.
Right.
And you basically would pick up one of these. It had full campaign rules, which I think is very interesting. So we're going to read through the campaign rules when this game's done and see if we manage to repair our mechs or whatever happens.
If the dry run was any indication, not so much.
It's going to be a nightmare.
Not so much.
But these were like long car ride games. Like you would sit in the back with like your little brother or whatever and force them to play this with you.
The space it would take to play it was nothing, right? Like it's literally you and me holding a book in our hands and a pencil maybe.
Yeah, I like it is not a lot to actually do. And we don't need miniatures. But of course, Jay and I
don't need miniatures. Yeah, that's not. Is that some kind of Spanish?
Don't make a ton of sense to us because the goal here obviously was we would also be able to visualize this by playing games. So we went and painted. We got the 4 books. We painted the 4 Battlemechs in period miniatures. So I have some Facet era plastics from first edition and painted up the Wasp and the Warhammer in my Kel's Hounds colors. I actually finished off my second lance for them too. And you painted up some Karita miniatures. Yeah, you did a Rifleman. I can show these off. Did a Rifleman.
And the Locust in the Karita Ghost.
It probably won't actually. I don't think it's gonna. Maybe if I go like this. Here, give me the Rifleman book. I have to put something behind it. Yeah. Here, if I go like this. There we go. There it is. You guys can see it relatively. This is the most impossible because I can't actually see the viewfinder to do this. And then the Locust. Yeah. Well, this is going to be cropped and small on screen, so hopefully they can see it properly. We painted up some stuff to match. And I did the Wasp. I didn't do the verboten colors on my Wasp and my Warhammer, so that I won't get sued. These are legally distinct, even though at the time they were definitely not legally distinct. Oh wait, I've just completely put it in shadow and then moved it off camera. There he is. There's my Wasp, and then my Warhammer. And this Warhammer actually I didn't have an arm for, so I took a period Marauder and cut the arm off and like basically made him a right arm. That's not an original right arm. That's a Marauder's gun, and I built an arm out of chunks of, because I had like 3 of those broken Marauders that, because apparently they just all broke all the time, would break. And what this is you actually would give your book to your opponent, and it was like they were looking through the cockpit of their mech at your mech. And then it uses a very like choose your own adventure system of, we each pick a maneuver, we tell each other what maneuver we're doing, and then we would flip back and forth those pages. Yeah, so you can see here, this is the view of the Warhammer basically through Jay's cockpit when he's flipping around. It also came with, the rules were in the front and back cover and on your player card. So they were printed separate from like the guts of the game. And what you would do is you would be able to lay them out like this if you wanted to read it like all together. And it was relatively simple, but then it also had like full campaign rules for pilot improvement. You may improve your character's skill with experience. It's figured by the enemy tonnage destroyed. Each time you defeat an opponent, add the tonnage of the enemy. For every 250 tons of enemy mechs you defeat, you can increase the damage modifier from any category shown on the pilot card, as defined by the Roman numeral. So basically you can like, if all of the, like the laser ones would be 3s. So any laser weapons on your card, you would increase the damage by 1/4 basically. For every 250 tons that you killed. And then, yeah, you can bail out. You have to track ammo on certain weapons. So to start playing, I'm going to play as the Warhammer to begin with, and you're going to play as the Rifleman. Okay, so we grab our mechs, we'll put them at long range from each other. We exchange books, and we keep our pilot cards. So the pilot card, again, had rules in the middle of it. It had all of your like campaign tracking, which we'll do afterwards. And it had your stats. So my Warhammer has 42 armor points, which I'm going to need to track because that's how you take damage. So 42 total. It had a heat number of 30. So if it hit 30 heat, it would shut down the following turn. It was speed 5. I don't know if that has ever mattered. I haven't found anything that uses speed. There were some stats in here we could not figure out what they did because they didn't seem to like apply to the rules. There's like long range and medium range conversion numbers and speed that maybe just never had rules.
I need 12-year-old me to show up and explain this to me.
We realized really early on that we've just played too many games, I think, at this point, and have no concept of like how to read rules simply. And then I have 6 missiles. I can fire my missiles 6 times. Before they're empty, because I have an ammunition. So for yours, what's your armor?
So my armor points are 38 for the Rifleman.
Yep.
My starting shutdown number is 30. Okay. So that's my heat sinks. Yep. My speed is 4. A
little bit slower than me.
I have 8 rounds for my autocannons.
Okay, so you can only fire autocannons 8 times. Got it. So then I will take your booklet, and every mission starts on page 49. So we go to page 49, and this is what we see through our view screen. So I see a long-range cooling down Rifleman right now through my view screen, and you see basically the same thing, but it's a Warhammer. So then we're at long range, so our card has different ranges for what we can do. So I can pick any of the following at long range. I can fire dual PPCs. I can fire my PPCs high. I can fire them low. Or I can do movement. I can charge, sidestep, jump forward, jump backwards, or I can just sit still and cool off the drop heat.
And if you can see that on the monitor, right to the right of each of the descriptions, it's got a page number that you would flip to.
That's right.
And then just keep that to yourself. Don't confuse everyone.
Yeah.
Once you flip to that page, then you're basically telling your opponent where you're going from and to.
That's right. It also has a mod, even for the movement, which makes me feel like you still fire certain weapons when you're moving. So if you get a damage result somehow, there is a modifier on there. I don't know why non-attacks would have modifiers.
And
maybe it's for like the
modifier is actually the base damage.
Yeah.
Because then the score is the modifier.
Is the modifier. It's very, very weird. So then, everything causes heat except for ducking and cooling off. Will reduce your heat total. If you get to 30, you shut down the next turn if you don't reduce it. And then the following 2 columns, the close range modifier and the long range modifier, we have absolutely no idea what they do. They're never referenced in the rules in any way that we can find out. Maybe somebody watching this video can tell us what the hell that is, because we don't have any idea.
Help me, comment section. You're my only hope.
Help me, comment section. So there's like a lot to do here, and yeah, and we're gonna start on page 49.
So by a lot to do, you mean it's simple, but by the BattleTech standards, it's simple.
Now the most confusing part for us was first we pick our maneuver. That's always an even number. We flip to that maneuver screen and compare what we've done. And then that tells us what screen we actually end up on.
So on each page, I'm going to find one that has
There's
damage.
Your view screen.
There's 3 separate bands. Basically, the top is the picture.
Yep.
That's what you're looking at. The second one is the like the middle sort of column, left, right, is the damage that you're doing with an attack.
Yep. It's usually empty if there's no damage.
And the bottom is just the page flippy instructions for
the matrix.
I go, you go.
Yeah,
you
the
go.
matrix of like who goes where. So this, imagine you were writing this without a computer. There must have been like a Charlie Day picked like 7 screen of like different linked strings somewhere.
This to you.
Yeah, there's like someone I don't know what was up with what was his name, Arthur, with Alfred Leonardi, but guaranteed his apartment was full of pictures and string, or like they probably just been like handwritten like little like recipe note cards, just like all linked together with
because
string.
if you don't get it right, you end up with me raging out for 10 minutes about how do you fall down when you're not moving.
That's right. Yeah, we broke the game the first time we tried to play it. It did not go well. So we start on 49 always. We're both at long range from each other. We're cooling down, and we pick a maneuver. So I'm going to secretly pick my maneuver. You're going to secretly pick your maneuver. And we turn to that page in even number terms. And then we tell each other the number.
Okay, give me a sec, because I'm going to just not be super decisive.
That's okay.
And then
I'm not thinking about this at all.
All right, so I am going to turn to a page and keep that to myself.
Okay.
And I am going to write my heat down, though.
Okay, yep. And I did also gain some heat. I gained 10 heat.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to tell you I'm on 54.
Okay, so that means I'm going to turn to 59H, and I'm going to tell you that I'm on 56.
And I look and see 56 means I go to 59F.
Somebody getting shot.
Somebody's getting shot. So I did a long-range torso hit to you, which means my damage is score, so it's my modifier -3. So I'm going to do 7 points of damage to you, and it says do only long-range green actions next turn.
Okay.
I torso hit you,
so you're going to do 7 points of damage, so I'm down to 31.
Okay.
I am also going to do a torso hit, except I went autocannons and lasers.
Oh!
So sorry,
Your
that
mod
is 12 minus 3, so it's going to be 9 damage.
All right, so I go from 42 down to 33.
And that's enough for me to get my crit off.
Okay.
So it is gyro, which I believe is that lamb meat.
Yep.
Yeah. So lamb meat does do no dodges to you.
So now critical effects, I'm also going to get one. I did at least 6. I got F. I did at least 6 damage to your torso. So your medium laser is now -1 to all of its modifiers.
-1 medium laser, and I'm also going to hack off a round of AC ammo.
And so my gyro, my lamb gyro got hit, and that means I'm what? I can't dodge. No more dodges. So I can't do any actions that require a dodge because my gyro's all hit.
And then I am going to tell you, do only long range green or yellow.
Same with mine's long range green only.
So I'm doing only long range green.
So basically we're both stuck only moving next turn, and we get to pick.
Okie doke.
So then we both flip to where we pick.
Which I sure will do. Okay.
I will also, and I will adjust my heat.
Me too. I'm going to go down to 1.
Okay.
I'm going to go down to 1.
And then I will tell you that I am on paragraph 62.
Hey, guess what? I'm on paragraph 62.
Are you really?
Which is the cooldown one.
We both go to 49. We just stand there.
This is going to happen a lot unless we get.
We just slapped each other and we go right back to the start where we're just both cooling down. All right, so then it's a new turn, and we're both at long range.
Do only long range next turn.
It says also do only long range next turn. So I'm going to pick mine.
I am
and adjust my heat.
Going to
up to 7.
Oh right. I'm going to adjust my heat up to 3. And then I'm going to turn to a page.
Okay, so I'm telling you that I'm on 52.
I am on 58.
Okay, so I look at 58, means I flip to 7.
So 52 is 27B. And
you are medium range ducking. All right. So So neither of us do damage to each other.
What were you doing?
I was charging at you.
Okay, so I am going to do damage to you because I was sidestepping,
Okay.
which means, like in every other game, I did get knocked down for you, except this time I think it's correct.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so I got 27B. That's why it has damage for the sidestep.
Okay.
Okay, so it's 6 minus 2, so you're going to take 4 damage.
Because I fell on my butt.
Because you fell on your butt. And I got yet another hit to the gyro.
No!
So it is -1 to all dodges. But I think you're already
But I already can't dodge.
So
My hero is fully Tzatziki at this point.
you've been Tzatziki hard,
so hard. All right, so and then tell me.
You can only do medium range green or yellow next turn.
Okay.
And what was mine?
Mine is do only medium range except orange or red, and add +1 to blue next turn. You get bonuses
just
to
for
blue
next turn. Okay,
Yeah.
+1 blue, 1 turn. Okay.
And I can only do green, you said, or yellow?
You can only do medium range green or yellow.
Okay.
And I'm medium range. Sorry, can you say yours again?
Do only medium range except for orange or red.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. And I think red is very magenta on my card.
Yeah, same here.
I think it was printed on a very magenta printer. All right, so I'm going to, I think, turn to this page.
I'm going to mark my heat, and I'm also going to turn to a page.
And mine is going to give me 3 heat. And then I will turn to this page.
All right.
All right, ready when you are.
I'm on 40.
I'm on 46.
So 46, I'm going to turn to 35.
And I turn to 47.
So
So you're at medium range dodging and firing.
correct.
I did not hit you because I was covered with my laser. Your dodge countered my attack, so I did no damage to you.
So I am going to do a medium range torso hit.
Oh,
So the good news is I do have that +1. That's going to be offset by my -1.
okay.
So medium range dodge.
So we're medium
I
range.
did
We should
large
move these
laser.
guys
I'm
up.
sorry. So it'll just be +1.
Okay.
So 9 minus 3, so that is 6 damage.
Oof, I'm down to 23.
And that was not enough to trigger my crit effect this time.
Okay. So you didn't get over the bracket number next to the criticals? Just because you
Correct.
didn't
Yeah,
trigger
my
the
bracket
effect
was 8, and I only did 6.
Got it. So you can only do medium range except run or autocannon next turn.
Okay, and
then
you
what does mine
can
say?
do medium range green or yellow.
Oof, medium range green or yellow. Only green or yellow.
Medium range green or yellow. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I think I'm just going to do this. And
I am going to try something different.
go to this page.
So I'm going to do that, and sorry, that was 4 heat. Okay.
So I'm on 28.
I have written the wrong number down. No, I haven't written the wrong number down. I am on 42.
Okay, so I turned to 47 then. And I was
what
on
was your number, sorry?
28.
28 is 55. What? No.
So you said you were on what page? 42?
I was on page 42.
Yep, so I go to 47. So you're medium range dodging and firing again.
Yeah, and you were on page.
I was on 28.
So I'm turning to 55. Oh, I turned to the wrong page.
Okay,
That's what I did.
that would be why.
No, I
if
didn't.
you screw up the page, it very quickly escalates. So what am I doing?
Medium range cooling down?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I chose. I chose cooling down.
Yeah, but how am I not hitting you then with my laser?
Because you didn't.
Oh, I just suck. Okay.
You just
Got it.
missed. It's just a miss. Like, sometimes you just miss.
I think that's the first time we've had a miss.
I
That's
know,
why was
yeah.
like, wait, what was...
Because every time you've dodged, I've missed too. Like I shot you with my light lasers last turn, and you did a dodge, and then it got out of the
Right.
way. So sometimes you just miss.
So do only medium range next turn.
And mine is do only medium range except for run or autocannon next turn.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to
I'm gonna
go
do-
to 19 heat,
I'm going to go to 13.
and I will turn to that page. That paragraph, I guess.
Okay.
All right, what are you on?
I'm on page 30.
Okay, I'm on page 18,
18 means I'm going to turn to 3.
and I'm going to turn to 35F. It's always good when there's a letter code.
That means you're getting shot.
Getting shot! All right, so I got medium range torso hit. It's score -3. I do 17 damage to you because I did dual PPCs.
17?
17, baby! Both PPCs at the
14.
same time. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Okay. And I was just ducking.
Okay.
So I'm not going to do any damage to you.
I also hit your gyro. When knocked down, do the same restrictions for an extra turn. So if you get hit in the gyro, basically if you get knocked down, you get knocked down twice. Or you stay down twice.
Okay. And then for you, do only medium range except run or dodge next turn.
All right.
And what's mine?
Yours is do only medium range except orange.
Except orange. Okay.
That torso hit the crap out of you. Okay, so I can do any medium range except for orange. I'm gonna pick. I think this one.
Super want to do orange though.
I bet you do. So I'm gonna track a missile. That'll put me at 23. And 5 missiles left.
7. So I'm gonna add 7 heat. I'm gonna turn a page.
I'm gonna go to this page.
Okay.
So I go to there. You go to there.
So I'm on 20.
I am on 24.
24. Okay.
No, 26. Sorry, 26.
Hold on.
26, and you're on
26. Okay.
So I flipped to 23G.
And I got 23B. Okay, so I got a medium range leg hit.
I also got a medium range leg hit.
So this is going to be 8 minus 1. So sorry, 7 damage.
Okay, so I go down to 16 remaining.
And sorry, what letter did I say? Shoot.
I think it was F.
F. So then that is, you can't do cover and laser is the crit for that.
Oh no more cover and laser.
And then I'll wait until you tell me what my damage is.
And you took 5 damage because it was score -1.
Okay.
And also a G, which was right foot -1 to all kicks.
-1 kicks. Okay.
It's like because I blew your toes off.
And then do only medium range orange or blue next turn.
Do only medium range orange or blue next turn for you as well.
All right.
Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna do. Oh, it's so tempting. It's just so tempting. I
Just
guess.
commit a war crime. You know you want to commit a war crime.
I guess I'm going to do this.
Oh, you better not do that.
I'm going to do it though. Wait for it. I'm going to do it. I can't cover in laser though, which sucks. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go down to 16 heat. And turn to page.
Oh, I went up to 28.
28. Did you know?
One of us is going big. One of us is going home.
All right. So what's your number?
I'm on page 40.
I'm on page 28.
So 28. I'm gonna. Wait, what? No! I missed.
Oh!
That wasn't worth it.
Cooled off, baby. And then you were dodging and firing, but I got out of the way.
Yeah.
So mine is do only medium range except run or autocannon next turn.
And mine is just do medium range next turn.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to then, I guess, do this. Yeah, let's do that.
Ready when you are.
I'm going to go to this page. All right, I'm ready when you are.
I'm on 28.
I'm on 38.
38
So
is
28 takes me to 55.
page 1.
Oh, medium range cooling down. I missed you.
All right, and you did medium range running and firing?
I did.
Okay, so do only medium range except orange or dodge. Add +1 to any red that scores next turn.
Oh, I can't though because I'll overheat. I can't do any reds. Mine is do only medium range next turn.
Okay.
And then we're into a new one. I think I'm going to have to do this again. So I'm going to go to 19 heat.
I'm going to go 14.
And that'll put me on this page.
All right.
Okay, ready when you are?
I'm on 28 again.
I'm also on 28.
There we go.
We're both cooling off. We're just standing there cooling off, I'm pretty sure. 55, take a breath. Everybody's taking a breather. Yeah, both just standing there staring at each other.
Sidestep into the water.
Everybody's just sitting in the water being like, oh God, it's so hot in here. This cooling vest is not doing it.
Has anyone seen the waitress? Just need some water. So do only medium range next turn.
Yeah, and mine is do only medium range next turn. I can't dodge, but I can do...
Oh, if you can dodge a wrench,
You can
dodge a Battlemech.
Battlemech. I'm going to go to this page.
I am going to go to this page, so I'm going to... 22.
I'm going to fire a missile and go to 4 missiles left.
I'm going to take off an AC round, and I'm going to go to that page there.
So I'm on page there. I'm on 32.
I'm on 18.
So that means I go to 61E.
And I go to 35D. Okay.
So I do score -1.
Okay.
Which is 5 damage.
So 5 damage. Okay. I am going to do score -3, which will be 9 damage.
And I also got my left, right arm -1 to all punches.
So -1 punches. So I did 9 to you.
You did. I got 7 armor left. I'm almost
dead.
dead.
-1 to all missiles.
No!
7 armor?
Yeah.
What do you mean almost dead? That's a surplus of armor.
Compared
I got
to you?
4 armor.
Oh, no! And I'm -1 all my missile damage?
Yep.
No! All right.
And it's do only medium range green or yellow next turn.
Okay. And mine is do only medium range except for orange or red.
Except for orange or red.
Oh, man.
Okay, I'm
gonna do this, I think. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to 24. Oh, sorry, I'm at 19 right now. No, I just added 8. No, I added 4, so I was at 23. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go to 21.
I'm gonna go to 20.
Turn to page 30. I'm on 30.
You ducked as well?
I also do both ducks.
So I'm turning to 7.
I'm also turning to 7. We just stare at each other. Oh god, I hope we both fall down.
Medium range ducking.
Medium range ducking.
That is a fantastic piece of art. I didn't know giant robots could bend that way.
Apparently we can. For everybody looking at what a Warhammer looks like when it's ducking.
That Warhammer looks like it ate a bad burrito.
Mine looks like he's about to I don't know, do the thriller arms, but he's leaning down before the thriller arms. Yeah, he's just about to whip up his autocannons and lasers and do the thriller arms. Which is very appropriate for the time, really.
I want to see a Warhammer do a moonwalk.
Yeah. I mean, he probably could backwards. It probably looks like it's moonwalk when it goes backwards. So mine is do only medium range except orange or red, and add +1 to any blue.
Oh, weird. So mine is do only medium range except orange. And you said +1 to blue?
Yep.
+1 to blue.
And I am going to add 8 heat and go to 29. And then my page is...
Yeah, I got to make a decision
20.
here. Hold on one sec. So we're going to do that, which is going to cost me 8 heat. And
29 out of 30 for heat right now.
I'm at 28 out of 30.
Ooh.
And I'm on 40.
I am on 20.
So 20
and I'm going to go to 47. Oh, no, I missed you. Oh, I missed you.
35D, and I think I literally just landed the same hit. So
did you really? Medium
35D,
range.
medium range torso hit. So this...
You got me. You were dodging and firing, so you got me.
Yep. So 35... so that's 8. -3 is 5.
Oh, I'm alive!
It's 5 damage.
Oh, how am I alive? I have 2 armor
and
left.
it is another -1 to your missiles.
Why can't... This is bad. This is so bad. Okay.
Do only medium range green or yellow next turn.
Yep, and yours is the only medium range except for run or autocannon next turn.
That was 1 more damage. I forgot about my +1.
Oh, that's right. So I have 1 armor left.
Okay. And what did you just say, sorry?
Do only medium range except run or autocannon next turn.
Okay.
This is where we're at. We've gotten out of the water, basically, and we're circling each other again.
Okay. Hold on. Let's try this again. I'm going to do...
Well, I got some problems. Let's see how this goes. I'm going to go 22.
Go 3rd.
And turn to this bit.
And I'm going to take that down. Okay. I'm on 30.
I'm on 28.
28.
So 30 means I go to 7.
55 means I'm just looking at you, I think. Yeah, I'm just looking at you.
7,
You're cooling down.
Medium range ducking, and I'm, just cooling down. All right, so it says do only medium range except for orange or red, and add +1 any blue.
And mine says do only medium range.
I don't think I can do it. I think you got me. I think you have to do 1 damage to me right now.
I know. I'm just
and I can't dodge.
I'm so
is the
I'm so
problem.
heated up though. I've got limited options for what I can. Okay, so we're gonna do that.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go to 30 heat. I'm gonna shut down at the end of this turn, or on the next turn if I don't.
So I am gonna go
off.
to 28 heat and expend another round of autocannon ammo.
Okay.
Hold on. Where was I?
I think you're -1 to your autocannon damage, but I don't think it matters.
I'm not. I'm -1 to my medium.
Medium
range.
lasers. That's right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So here I am. So I'm on 26.
And I'm on 44.
So 44 is going to be 23B for me.
61D for me.
Okay.
I got you for 9 damage.
So I'm definitely going home.
Yep.
And I got you for 5.
Is it more than 1?
It's 4 and a heat sink.
Yeah, that's it. So we both just mutually assured destruction each other. Bam!
Well,
we die.
that sure felt like BattleTech. There were a lot of numbers and nobody won.
So imagine you are driving to Myrtle Beach in an unair-conditioned car in 1987, listening to your dad listen to fucking, I don't know, Fog Hat on the radio, a slow ride.
You kids like slow ride.
It's like slow ride. And
Your mom and I ever told you about radar love?
and this was your entertainment. Like, it's very basic.
To be fair, I am entertained.
I am also entertained,
Yeah.
and like the pictures are entertaining.
I love it.
It
Yeah.
would happen differently every single time. Like the chain of events would chain out differently. You'd probably figure out after a while what was good against what. Like I feel like these little ones, because we're doing like an assault mech against an assault mech, basically. Like they're heavier. They're just gonna like slug it out each
like
other.
in the
reasonably
traditional
balanced, yeah.
game, we're doing a 60-ton mech against a 70-ton mech.
Yeah. So when we do this again next week, we're going to try this out with the Locust and the Wasp that are also relatively balanced and see if anything changes. But so far, so good. And then we'll try it maybe again another time where we mix up a light one with a heavy one. But I want to get through all the books and try them all. I'll be honest, the hardest part of this for me was like reading the core rules.
It was wrapping my head around it until, you know what's funny? Like I've been in all these discussions online. Discussions is the polite word. Yeah. Where like a new rule system comes out and everybody talks about what it looks like on paper. And honestly, this made no sense to me until we played through. And it wasn't even a couple turns. It was like 5, 6
We had to
turns.
restart it like 6 times.
Yeah.
What I realized was my brain kept going to Fighting Fantasy and Choose Your Own Adventure, where if you get lost, you're screwed and you have to go back to the beginning. We kept doing that, but we didn't ever actually have to do that because the only thing that matters is just on the card. Right. It's whatever. It's are you at medium? It's just what range are you at, and what do you do? And then as soon as you pick 2 things, you go back and it makes sense again. We had a couple moments that didn't make a ton of sense, but for the most part, the game just would reset every action. So even if you broke the chain of events, it didn't ever break the game. The game itself is like relatively robust. And there was a bunch of these. There was a sword fighting one.
Yeah, there were Lost Worlds.
Lost Worlds, which was like basically like a dueling game.
The barbarian versus the knight.
Yep, and everyone's class was your little book and card. And then there was another one which was Ace of Aces, which was World War I fighter plane game. So you're going around and biplanes. Versus the Messerschmitts. You know what I mean? Like the Mark I Messerschmitt or whatever. Yeah, Snoopy's flying around in his Snoopy's flying around in his doghouse. And there are 2 more of these I'll try and get my hands on just to see if we can get through the whole series of them. But like, what a different type of war game. It's a war game without miniatures. And these were really common back then. They were very like early sort of antecedents to traditional video games. It's a person-operated video game.
This feels like the wargaming equivalent, like in role-playing games when people talk about having a physical tabletop versus theater of the mind. This feels like a theater of the mind wargame.
Exactly, a theater of the mind wargame. And so this would be, I mean, honestly, people would probably have had their miniatures and done exactly what we did back then, just so they could imagine what was happening and do the same thing like you would do in a Dungeons and Dragons game where you could just visualize where everyone is and how they're interacting with each other. And to me, that's the magic of these kinds of games that you don't get today. Like, this amount of like requiring your imagination, like stimulating your imagination with these pictures, with like, what is your opponent doing? And it's very clever. Yeah. The fact that you hand the book of your Battlemech to your opponent, because this is your frame of reference.
I'm looking at you. I'm not looking at me.
That's right. And so having the visual aspect of what's going on, I know this seems really cheap probably compared to like video games, the immersion of video games today, but you have to understand that those video games came from this. This is an early version of this.
It's very lo-fi, obviously. But yeah, I mean, it's still, like, once we got into a rhythm of it and like we understood the basic rules, yeah, I mean, it was a ton of fun.
I was immersed. I was in it. I could see what was happening. I could visualize our mechs like cooling down against each other or ducking and firing.
And even though the way you're recording and dealing with information is significantly different than either BattleTech or Alpha Strike, it followed the way the game is supposed to feel. Like if your impression of BattleTech is based on the fiction rather than the mechanics of a different game, this still felt like it worked within that.
Yeah. So imagine you're playing MechWarrior 5, a video game today, and you're sitting in the cockpit in front of your beautiful 4K screen, looking at a BattleTech or a Battlemech, sorry, like coming across the woods across from you. You owe these types of games for that experience, because people playing this type of like human operated computer version of that is 100% the DNA of modern mech video games.
Yeah, the Oompa Loompa in your processor is just doing
doing the math. Like literally that's your console and your PC is replacing this clipboard and us doing this mathematical stuff. But the general experience of getting to feel like you powered a Battlemech in 1987 came from this type of game, which I think it's worth discussing, and two, I think it's just really interesting. So if you want to go back in time, try finding these books. They're available. Like you can get these on Amazon. You can find probably more beat up copies. I'm super glad I have access to these though, just from like the historical point of view of where did everything we enjoy today come from and what's it based on? Because it's a straight line back to these games, almost every modern video game experience. So here you go, another Throwback Thursday. We did it. We dug out an old game that, geez, I didn't, you're the one that brought these to my attention. I didn't know these existed for BattleTech. I knew they existed, but I knew about the
it's because when you got into the hobby, you were reading White Dwarf magazine. When I got into the hobby, I was reading Dragon magazine.
That's it, yeah.
So we both know what was advertised in those two things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this wouldn't have been advertised in White Dwarf almost purely because it was North American, I would imagine, and because it's probably a bit not RPG, because they would advertise North American RPGs, but not the war games as much. I found back in the same period. There is irony.
So the D&D magazine advertised war games, but not so much the Games Workshop magazine.
So strange. All right, see you next week for the next one of these. I hope you enjoyed it. Till then, I'm Ash. Have a good evening.